everybody. Welcome back to the Malibash Media Show. Today we have with us some really sweet and amazing guests. We got Michael Marks back with us, who's writer and director of Disappearance of Deliverance. And then we have amazing Stacey Alphonso, who has an amazing experience in the media field. And so we've got her here. She's the producer for the movie as well. So they're going to be sharing a little bit behind the scenes. We'll also get to see, how they got into the media world, and a little bit behind their little lives. So that's super exciting. Thank you guys for being here on the show. It's so nice to have you.
Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you for having us, Ashley. It's a blessing to be here. You could have chosen others in this space. And so, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything. That's my new thing, just being,
Absolutely.
expressing more gratitude. That's all.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys are so fun. I've loved getting to meet and talk to you guys and everything. It's always cool to connect with somebody else in the field.
Yeah.
So I don't know who would like to go first and share a little bit of how they got into media. You Stacey, you got so many experiences. Michael, I know we've talked a little bit about how you got into writing and through your mom a little bit. And so it's, I don't know who would ever like to go first. Go for it.
I'll go. That doesn't matter. I can go. It's how I got into it. Like last time, the answer doesn't change. I uh, in 10th grade, I picked up. My mom got a Panasonic VHS camcorder, and I picked it up and I started recording. I started recording friends. Our friends and I, we were in high school at the time, 10th grade, and making little stupid videos and stuff, and I don't know what I just got a kick out of everybody's react. We would sit down and watch the footage afterwards, and it was just, I don't know, it was just a high. It was funny to watch how people responded to their own, antics or whatever they were doing. And the same with my sister. Like I said, that she was in drama school at FAMU, Florida Agricultural and Mechanical University, and she was in, like I said, theater school. I should say, I don't know, theater drama school. I guess it's the same. And I would record her play, and actually, I was a little bit of I had a little bit of a business, you know, in me too, because I started selling the videotapes and stuff like that. And they would watch the videotapes and stuff, and again, sometimes I was with her and her drama friends and stuff, and her actor friends, and just how they reacted. It was just, I was like, wow, this is it's a high. I like this. So that's how I got into it. I just loving the reaction from seeing your work, so to speak, and seeing how they reacted to themselves on videotape and stuff. So that's that.
Yeah. For me, it's really interesting because the other day I was kind of thinking about how did I really start developing that interest and that love. And I don't really consider myself a creative person, but more analytical. But a memory came to me when I was in grade school, and there was this after school program and after school clubs. And I remember being in the film club, and I think it was like third or fourth grade. I was just so fascinated by the whole idea of being able to script out a storyline. And so we had the little, the little boxes, and we would draw and write, what was going on with it. And so that was a really fun memory. But I think it really came to me when I started seeing images of me on the screen. And Oprah Winfrey was a huge influence. And just how she moved and motivated people in that medium was a really big influence. And then I knew then I wanted to be a producer. And so I went to Howard University, and I was really influenced by Spike Lee, and Do the Right Thing, and She's Gotta Have It, and all that stuff. And so I was like, okay, this is definitely what I wanted to do. But it's funny because, you make plans and then God laughs at you, because I ended up being, I studied film, but I also majored in English because I was like, you know what, I kind of also like the idea of being an attorney. So I was like, okay, entertainment attorney or producer. And then the way that it happened, I ended up my senior year in college, getting a job with the National Bar Association, which is the largest African American and Black bar association for lawyers, judges, and things of that nature. And I ended up heading off their, not only being a editor, but heading off their marketing department too for the ads that went into our publication. And so I kind of took this left, and then years later, uh, I was always doing something creative within advertising, like creating commercials and things of that nature. And even at church, when there was an opportunity, we had a huge recording studio, and there was a producer, pastor who had come from California. I worked with him, did interviews. So I was like, you know what? I really want to get back into what I feel like my passion is. And so I did that marketing thing for a long time, and I even had my own marketing agency for 14 years, and it was in multicultural marketing, and it still had that creative element. Advertising to me is just short portion. And then I decided, I was going to close up my shop, move back to California, and really pursue that producing aspect. And so when I got here, I started working at Sony and some other studios. And so being able
Wow.
to transfer that marketing into the producing aspects, and now I'm doing it. So that's been my the short story of my story.
That's amazing. That's a huge I mean, that's a lot, and you
Yeah.
have a whole picture of the media world from the law side of it, which is that's a whole 'nother ballgame, right?
Oh,
Um,
absolutely.
and then the production side, and I mean, wow, that's amazing. Congratulations. That's fantastic.
Thank you.
You guys both have some really inspiring stories, and I love to hear, it's always fun to hear the behind the scenes and how people got started. Because it's nice to see that some people can really relate to it. They can really see that that's really close to what they've been doing or what they would want to do. And so just like it's a really inspiration. So, what caused the inspiration for the disappearance of Deliverance, and how did you guys meet?
Michael
Oh,
can tell
wow.
that story.
Yeah. Well, I could see how we met first. It was on LinkedIn. LinkedIn.
Okay,
So
good place.
same way we connected,
Yeah,
actually. So
I love it.
yeah, LinkedIn. So yeah, but the inspiration behind Disappearance of Deliverance, yeah, I've always been inspired. I love those stories in which an individual, or I guess I should say the hero, has an obstacle. He or she has an obstacle placed before him or her, and they have to surmount that obstacle, you know, and and ultimately they do. I mean, like I said, we like to see ourselves as heroes, our own heroes. We have challenges in life. Things are thrown at us, left and right. None of us gets out of this life, trouble struggle free. So, but so the inspiration came behind. I'm a very creative person myself. I love to write, I love to read. I'm an avid reader. um, so I said, man, I would like to make a story about a guy who's a writer and who has all these challenges thrown at him. It's kind of mirrors my own life, of course. I mean, there's some piece of us in everything, that we write. Each author, each filmmaker, whoever that might be, there's a little bit us in everything, every story that we tell. So I said, how awesome would that be to show uh, a guy who's a writer, who's an aspiring writer, and he has these obstacles thrown at him. One of the biggest obstacles is his own wife, you know, and she doesn't believe in his dream, and he does. So he's not only having his internal struggles, he has his external struggles one with a person that's supposed to be, you would think that would be his, supporter. And so, so the inspiration behind that was like I said, I just I see a lot of myself in that in Aspen Carrington. That's the protagonist, and to see him have these obstacles thrown at him and to ultimately surmount the obstacles and win, that's that's what I like to see, and I like to win myself. So say, hey, you know what? We have struggles in life, we have things thrown our way, but if you stick with it, you be persistent and have a dogged determination, you can, and ultimate most times you will reach your goals, your desired goals. So that was the inspiration behind
That's beautiful.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really great story that goes with that. And hearing this behind the scenes of a film is always really it's really great when you have those films that are based off of true stories or semi, because a lot of people can relate to that. So, how did you guys? So, you guys connected on LinkedIn, and then what were the next steps? What was it that you guys decided that you wanted to go ahead and create this film?
I'll let you have that one, Stacy.
Thank you, because I was going to jump in there.
Hmm.
You know what? For me, it's when Michael approached me, I was like, yeah, let me see the script, and I'll get back to you. And so many of the things that he had in there just really like hit a lot of green lights. You know,
Yeah,
is this marketable? And absolutely is. And
yeah,
for me, like um I like to see characters, particularly for me, I like to see organ diverse groups,
yes,
obviously having that multicultural marketing background, but I also like to see women in non-traditional roles. Like that's the passion that I have. And
yes,
so when I saw the antagonist, her and her husband, and how different they were and how he had it casted, and then the storyline too, it's very engaging, to
yes,
follow Aspen's storyline and just everything that he's going through. Like he doesn't, he's not on Mount Olympus. He's like average Joe kind of person that people can relate to. And so when you can relate to these characters, you want to follow the storyline. And
hmm,
so the script itself for me, I thought was really powerful. I love the way it started. It sucks you in. And to me that's important too. Like, what is the first 10 minutes going to look like? And you are immediately captured, and you're like, what is going on? I need to know what's happening. So
yeah,
that was the one thing. And then just in talking to Michael and his passion for it and his just wholeness, I think about it. When you decide you want to get into business with people on a project, you've got to be able to trust them and to like them. And
yeah,
you never know, how long you're going to be a part of it, and so we're in it for the long haul. And just the way that he and I work together is really collaborative. He's open to suggestions and ideas. Um, and I think that that was really what was important. And so that's, to me, what's been the magic of this partnership, getting it together and just understanding what the end goal is for us, and that's to make this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said.
Well, thank you.
I
Hmm.
love that. That's so cute.
Yeah.
And Stacey, I second the fact that you like the women in like the non-traditional role because
Yes.
Michael, we were talking about that the first time we met, and I was
Yeah.
like, because I got to see the little trailer, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad that she's a villain.
Right.
It's a
Yeah.
really captivating story. So
Yeah.
that is so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
I second that. So fun. And what is your favorite part about so far, like working together with the crew? What are those favorite moments that you guys get to enjoy?
Well, we haven't really done any filming or things like that, but we have had a table read,
Yeah,
and it's been a very good experience. A very good experience. I recall Stacey, you liking the whole process. We both were impressed by
Oh yeah,
the
absolutely.
actors, and yeah, they was a very professional, very how can I say, just very real. Very
yeah,
real, very good hearted people too. Not just, it's one thing to have people that are creative and
Mhm.
love what they do and want to make movies and want to be successful. I mean, we all want some measure of success in this
Right.
business, but they're good people, good-hearted people. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
And and just extraordinarily talented. It really are. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
one of the driving forces. To be quite honest with it, I want to see them, the actors, work as as almost more than I want to see myself. Get the project done. I just want to
Yeah.
see them express that brilliance that I know that they have. You know what I mean? And I just can't
Yeah.
wait to see how they all get together and just create this magic because I see it if I can feel it in a table read, a table reading. I mean, I said, oh my God, I just I know the sky's the limit for these actors, and it just I know it will provide a space where they can really just make magic. That's what I truly believe. So I really want to see them do the work and do the work that they love to do. They all are passionate about it. And so
Exactly.
I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah. So that's what it's about. I want to be of service to humanity in some way, shape, or form. Not just I'll make a movie. Okay, that's let's just get
Right.
together, make a movie. Okay, bye or whatever. I want to create relationships and be of service to be. And my being of service is these actors being a vehicle to the audience
Yeah.
Mhm.
to move, inspire, and that's what that is for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and you can tell that the actors, from a little bit that I saw, you can tell that they really have a deep connection and that they're super excited about this project. And that usually stems from having good, leadership like you guys that's
Mhm.
kind of corralling them. And, there's only so much talent will get you, but you have to have like a really heart for it to
Yeah.
keep going. So that speaks
Absolutely.
volumes to you guys. Um,
Thank you.
and speaking of, helping the show and everything, I know you guys had a GoFundMe page at one point. Um, and how are some ways that people can get involved to help out with your film, getting that creative for you?
The GoFundMe page is still there. I don't know if she wants. Yeah, the GoFundMe page and LinkedIn.
Mhm.
I'm on LinkedIn. Stacy, I think is on LinkedIn.
Absolutely. Mhm.
I know we were talking about Stacy and I are supposed to be getting building a website. Oh yeah, we'll talk more about that. But yeah, for Disappearance of Deliverance. So we have like I said for now at least the GoFundMe page, and I have my contact information. I don't mind providing that too. But yeah, the GoFundMe page is there still, and as you know, financing funding is always
Mhm.
helpful in getting a project off the ground. So that's yeah.
Yeah. And then also too, just I think what we're looking for too is Michael has a very direct vision for this. And you could hear the passion that he has for the people who have been involved and everything else. And so we're really looking to fund this, in the best possible way that will keep that integrity intact. And so, yeah, it is definitely reaching out to both of us any way possible. Our LinkedIn pages, our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, any of that. And getting people involved in any kind of way. If you know someone who maybe wants to be on the crew, like reach out to us. If you have a little bit of money and you only have $5, go fund it.
Mhm.
Go to our GoFundMe page. If you know someone who you think might be interested, let us know that and make that connection. Like this is really a project of passion, um, that will drive us, and we want to be involved with people who want to see this as much as we want to see it.
That's
No,
right.
that's yeah, and I like how you say keep the integrity of it too. You don't just want any funding to come along the way, you need to have a little bit of control over that as well. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
totally
Hmm.
understand that. What are some things that you guys would share, with the audience, that you've learned along your path of, like, so much experience?
Well, well, I'll tell you. I mean, I don't. I'm still a student. I mean, the best.
Mhm. Mhm.
I read. Stacey knows this too. I love to read, as I said earlier, too. And what I learn about most impressive people is that, I mean, some of the people that are at the top of their game is that they consider themselves still students of
Yeah.
life. You know what I mean? So you can never stop learning. And that's inspiring. To sometimes, man, as you have Kobe Bryant, you have, Oprah Winfrey, all these different people that are read about or watch on YouTube, and they're saying, you know what, I still have so much to learn.
Yeah.
You have these people who are saying this. So I'm a student. So yes, I have experiences, but I'll share, if I could share some of the things from my experience about the business, even though I still have so much to learn. As I just said, I'm a student, still a student of life and a student of learning, a student of everything. Um, is that it's not easy. I think we live in a culture where, this instant, like social media,
Mhm.
um, email, everything's so instant, and I think people are used to instant. They think it's instant, success. Even I think this, and it doesn't go that way. It really doesn't. You have to really put in a work and time. That's just, there's no way around, and that's what they say too. All the people that I read about, there's no way around. Les Brown, all these different people, that I read about, that's what they say. There's just no,
Mhm.
people try to sell you, try to sell it to you that there's a shortcut, but there really isn't. Not with this anyway. I mean, every now and then people do achieve overnight success, if you will. But it's just time. You got to be willing to, work on your craft.
Yeah.
Um, Even read, like I said, you can't. It
Mhm.
doesn't hurt
Mhm.
to read and learn more. Get mentors. I think I know Stacey told me that she had a couple of mentors in her
I
life.
do.
I know have some in mind too. So people that's been there, done that, more
Mhm.
experienced, and they usually are very happy about sharing their knowledge with you too. That's what I find
Mhm.
too. Some people are very,
Yeah.
like, they're very anxious, or they have this trepidation about, like, oh, I don't, should I approach this person, should I, you know but they usually are really really nice about it, and they want to share, from what I
Mhm.
found. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say about
Yeah.
my experience. Just be willing to put in the hard work, be willing to grind, um, you know, be short on sleep at times and stuff like that, and just
Yeah.
that's what it is. That's
It
you
is.
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you have to be willing to add to that, to say yes, to be open to opportunities, because you
Hmm.
never know what opportunity is going to take you to the next opportunity, to the next goal. So you want to be open about it and not be like, really, you want to be consistent, but you don't want to have tunnel vision to the point where you miss opportunities that you could have had or taken place in. So I think besides being a consummate learner, it is being open to opportunities.
That's very true.
Mhm.
Because you never know what's, you can never judge what one little opportunity could equal. It could
Exactly.
sounds like it's just a small opportunity, but sometimes those small opportunities lead to some major ones, and you just never
Exactly.
know. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yes,
that's amazing advice.
true.
Thank you guys so much. This has been such a pleasure. You guys are such a fun, like, group to talk to and everything. Are there any last things that you guys would like to share about the movie, yourselves, anything before we wrap it up for the show?
Stacy, you have anything? I mean, I'll say something, but
Don't be shy.
uh,
No, just again, if there's any interest, feel free to reach out to either Michael or myself
Yeah.
regarding Disappearance of Deliverance, and the GoFundMe information I think is going to be shown. So that's all I have, and just thank you again, Ashley. This is always fun talking about the business.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And a really quick question. What part of the crew, like what kind of crew are you guys still looking for? Is there any specific part that you're still looking for or just
Well, you know, what I mean, yeah, we are. We're still at the financing, as you know, it kind of dictates
yeah,
things for the
Yeah.
most part. So we definitely, ultimately, we have to put a full crew,
yep,
together. We have the cast pretty much,
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm.
but the crew. So, but
yeah,
we have to have a way of paying them too.
yep.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, so my last thing, I guess my last remark would be, yeah, just like Stacy said, we would like to have funding. We need the funding, and
Yes.
it's a worthwhile project. And I guess also I would say I would just encourage other people out there who have a dream just to you know take the don't worry about what you're going to look like, and if you haven't worry about if you have everything in place. You have to just
Mhm.
take the first step. You just
Mhm.
just just do it. Just I mean, just do something. There's always something you can do. Even if most of the greats have lacked resources. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's not about having $5,000 or whatever the amount is to start. I have to have this. I have to have connections. I have to know this person, that
Right.
person. No, you can start from where you're at. You know, and that's what I want to do. I want to encourage people to you know go after their dream. Go after their dream. I mean, we're blessed to live on this earth and this place and this time. You know what I mean? And you know, why not live to the fullest? We're not going to be here forever. So you might
Right.
as well do what you love. And I'll just say this lastly. I mean, it scares the hell out of me when I think about. I've heard stories about. I have friends who work with people in those retirement homes and stuff like that, and they say that some of them that they've met, they have had
Mm,
these deep regrets about what they didn't do,
right.
and I said that some of those people, it really, you can feel the hurt. You come to the end of your life and you haven't done eh, you know what you wanted to do, and forget about whether you attain it or not, but at least try. They haven't even tried. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's what I would say before your end of your life. Just do what you like, do what you love, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing.
Awesome.
That's what I'm hell bent on doing myself. And I believe it's gonna work out just fine. Right along with Stacey, I think like she said, she's a great partner, a wonderful human being, and I'm blessed to have her help me on this project.
Oh, thank you. And one other thing we forgot to mention, Michael, is that anyone who donates or invests, it's tax deductible.
Mhm.
That's
All right.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely, guys. Definitely, please support these guys. They're absolutely fantastic, and you can check out. You can get in touch with them, and they can send you a little teaser trailer about the film, so you can learn a little bit more about it too. And it's just such
Mhm.
a inspiring film, and the crew is adorable. Like the little cast that they've got is great, and they're amazing people. So there's not very many dear sweet people in the business, and these guys are definitely some of the few. So please do donate and help out as best you can. $5 can go a long ways,
Yeah.
surprisingly. So
True. Yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so
um,
much, Ashley.
Absolutely, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time, and we will see everybody back here next time on the Malibash Media Show. Take care.
Take care.
Bye now.